Hello everyone, my name is SummerSetBanjo, and you are listening to a preview of a podcast that I was recently a guest of by Lanceroy. This podcast is called Episode 2 of Hidden Gems You've Probably Missed, Part 1. This is part of a podcast series on Lanceroy's Patreon. Part of the side quest category, where he takes a closer look at other details, other topics and discussions aside from his retro video game retrospectives. Anyway, I was one of the guests for this episode, along with Kaz and Wob. So feel free to enjoy.
Hey everyone, I just want to take a moment to thank you for your incredible Patreon support. Your support makes this entire podcast even possible, and I'm so incredibly grateful for your dedication to the show. With that being said, enough of all the mushy stuff, let's get the show started. Alright, after all that is said and done, we are now ready to share our hidden gems. Each of us brought about 3 or more or so games that we consider hidden gems. To be fair, and admittedly, I don't know if my games personally are like hidden gems, quote unquote, but I think they are underrated. So in that regard, they're hidden in a way. I think they're actually pretty well-known titles. So I don't know if I kind of feel like I'm cheating with this one, but I had a hard time finding like actual hidden gems that maybe people didn't know about. Did you guys have issues with that? Any of you?
Personally, yes. My biggest problem was that the games that I thought were like hidden gems are now remastered or like have cult followings nowadays or full subreddits that I was like, oh, you guys all play this now. This is not very hidden anymore, is it?
Yeah.
For me, it wasn't so much having difficulty knowing hidden gems. It was just the fact it was like, is this a hidden gem that I myself have actually played?
That's fair.
Same. How about you, Kaz? You had any issues? You had them all good to go?
No, I all my games are ones that I feel like just nobody really ever got around to. They were games that was on everybody's playlist, but nobody ever actually got around to them.
Okay, fair.
I can't wait.
Yeah, I can't wait either, because we actually don't know each other. I mean, as far as I know, none of us know each other's hidden gems, right?
No.
Nope.
We could all have the same list.
That's what I'm worried about.
We all have the same exact games. So very unfortunate.
Yeah. Gave Avengers a chance, and then I saw Midnight Suns, and it's funny because my friend bought it, and he said, "You need to buy this game," and I'm just like, "I sorry, I don't think I can. I'm tired of the Disney Plus shows. I'm tired of everything. They're back on track now, so if you're a Marvel fan, get out there and watch Thunderbolts." But
I remember the advertising for Midnight Sun, but I was under the impression it was just like an iPhone exclusive, so I never really paid much attention to it.
that would have sucked.
We all have phones, though, right?
Oh, Diablo!
Yeah. All right. So you done finish it, or are you done sharing?
Yeah, that about covers that one. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Right.
So
It's going on my wish list.
We'll go to Sunny or SummerSetBanjo. What's your first game?
Oh, okay. Well, I think I'm going to start with the one that I have pretty much the least amount to talk about. Okay, so I imagine that all of you have basically grew up in the 90s. Do any of you remember Rugrats?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I used to watch it a lot when I was a kid. You know, we had a lot of video rental stores, and every one of them had like all those VHSs of various episodes of Rugrats. Still like the show now. In fact, I recently got like the complete series set on it. Well, way back when, of course, a lot of video rental stores also had video games. And at one of the ones that unfortunately doesn't exist anymore, they had two Rugrat games that are almost identical to each other, but they were published by THQ for the PS1, and they are Rugrats: The Search for Reptar and Rugrats Studio Tour. They were done by In Space, who would later on have a rather illustrious career creating all the Call of Duty ports for the Nintendo DS and 3DS. And the unique thing about Search for Reptar in particular is the fact that it is extremely faithful to the original cartoon. So I rented both of these games several times as a kid, Search for Reptar and Studio Tour. And the cool thing about both of these games is they're extremely faithful to the original cartoon. It has the music. It has the same kind of music that the TV show had. So it has like Mike Motherbaugh's score, and it has all the voice actors from the show reprising their roles. And in Search for Reptar, it has 12 levels, and each level is actually based off of a specific episode of the show. And it's a 3D platformer, and it's if I recall correctly, it's been a few years since I played it. It's a 3D platformer with tank controls. But to be fair, since you're playing a toddler, it kind of makes sense that it'd be kind of tanky. Of course, gameplay-wise, it's pretty basic. I mean, it is going to be kind of like a children's first platformer, but I had a blast playing it as a little kid. And the reason why I decided to include both of these games as a hidden gem is not only is it probably the best Rugrats games out there, but it also has a mini golf mode in both of these games, and the mini golf mode is actually really good. It's almost like better than the rest of the game itself. The mini golf mode in both of these. They have like all sorts of courses in it, and the golf physics are really well done for like mini golf, and yeah, it's just really well done. And the sequel, Studio Tour, I don't think has tank controls. It's more like 3D analog, but otherwise still plays more or less the same. The interesting thing about Studio Tour is that it's actually set on a movie studio lot. So instead of basing each level off of like specific episodes of the show, instead it's like parodies of different movies.
Okay. You know, I watched a lot of Rugrats growing up. Me and my friend really enjoyed the show, but I had never played a Rugrats game. So this is like the first time I've heard that one. I didn't even know any of them were actually any good. So this is kind of a surprise to me.
Yeah, I mean, most of them aren't, but if you are, but these are like the two exceptions, I would say. I mean, sure, some people will make the argument that Rugrat in Paris is pretty good. It's okay. And of course, some people will say that the brand new Rugrats game that came out like last year was pretty decent too. I haven't played that one myself, but these two, Rugrats Search for Reptar and Rugrats Studio Tour for the PlayStation 1, these two, I say, are really good, especially for Rugrat games. They are a hidden gem, and if you're a fan of the show, you'll enjoy it, especially Search for Reptar. And if you're young and you want to get into like an old school 3D platformer that's still very on the simplistic side, or if you want to play a really good round of mini golf, I would definitely recommend both of these games.
Okay, awesome.
I know for a fact I played both of these games.
Did you?
I had to look it up,
Yes.
and I swear I went to somebody's house and saw them playing. It's the weirdest thing. You just like sparked a memory.
Yeah, whenever you said the mini golf, I remembered, oh my god, I have played these.
Yeah, because the mini golf is just that good in both of these games. Yeah.
That's
yeah,
so
in
funny.
fact, I think I rented it once, and that's all I did was just play the mini golf mode on it the entire weekend. Yeah. Now, one thing is kind of funny about Search for Reptar specifically is there's a couple of points in this game that's kind of almost unintentionally creepy. One of the mini golf courses, you can actually kind of like wander around the course, and you'll find like this entrance. It's an Egyptian themed course map, and you'll actually see that there's an entrance to a tomb. And if you go in there, like most of the sound will like cut out, and it's just like some of the tomb ambience. And some level designer actually added in one of the enemies from one of the regular levels of the game to be wandering around that tomb. And since you're playing the mini golf mode, you can't really defend yourself. So it'll be like it's like almost completely liminal. You'll be exploring like this little maze, when you wandered off the path of a mini course, and you'll turn a corner, and there's like one of the enemies from one of the regular levels of the game. And it actually kind of creeped me out, because then I was like, well, if there was like a hidden enemy in this mini golf course map, what's on some of the other mini golf course maps?
It's just got you anxious the whole game.
I was just trying to teach you from a young age to stay out of tombs.
Right? Yeah, you'll get attacked by a Reptar criminal or enemy or something. So you said there was a game that came out last year. Are they still making Rugrats? Is this like a thing?
They are, unfortunately. I have a young niece and have seen the new cartoons, and they are. I do not enjoy watching them because they're in this very uncanny valley 3D looking thing instead of the old drawn versions, and I do not care for it.
Yeah, and also they turned Grandpa Pickles from World War II vet to a hippie. And I was like, that's not Grandpa Pickles.
That's the opposite.
Yeah.
Well, it kind of tracks now, though.
World War II vet. I mean, he's pretty old now. I mean, he's got to be, I don't even know, in his 90s or something.
The next reboot will have him be like a COVID survivor.
Yeah, probably.
He's just got brain rot.
Back in my day, we had to stand in line for 16 hours to get a COVID shot.
Oh, that's funny. All right. On to, are you done sharing, Sonny?
Yeah, I mean, unless you want me to elaborate a little bit more on both of these games, there is one last thing about Search for Reptar that is kind of cool. Is once you beat all the levels in the game, you'll unlock one last bonus level where you actually control Reptar and you actually smash up an entire city and even destroy the THQ corporate office at the end.
So you do find Reptar. That's good.
So it's kind of fun to actually play as like a giant kaiju.
Yeah, that would be fun. That's kind of like a funny ending, and it destroys the THQ. So that's the people who made the game.
THQ was the publisher of the game, and InSpace was the developer. There is one other little piece of trivia that's actually interesting that I know about. Is Search for Reptar came out in 1998, and since THQ had just gotten the rights to Rugrats, and of course Rugrats was pretty huge at the time, they decided they would do a big, huge marketing campaign for Rugrats Search for Reptar, and so they spent multi-million dollars on the promotion of the game. In fact, they spent, according to this fact, they spent more money advertising Search for Reptar than Nintendo did advertising Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time.
Whoa. That's actually wild to think about that, considering the popularity in both games. You know? Yeah,
and this actually came out the same month as Zelda Ocarina of Time.
Well, if it came out the same month, no wonder it didn't do well. Everybody was playing Ocarina of Time. Every single person in the world.
Right.
Except for me, apparently. Yeah.
Except for you. You were playing the mini golf on Rugrats.
I was playing the Rugrats game, yes.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And they actually did a bunch of television commercials for it. In fact, one of the commercials actually even aired during one of the WCW tournaments.
Oh, that's why Kaz plays.
Okay. Yeah. Oh,
Listen,
that makes sense.
There's a non-zero chance that might be true.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Kaz does a wrestling podcast, by the way. He'll tell you all about it at the end. But so maybe that was it. Maybe the WCW got you to play Rugrats. That's funny.
There's a chance that is absolutely the case.
All right. Let's go on to Wob for your first game.
Okay. So, as obviously nowadays everybody knows about Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles.
It's
got that's not the game I'm talking about though. But a little brief history. Used to go visit my father and my two brothers in the summer times when I was younger, in a different province. And we used to all have Game Boy Advances, so we'd play Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles. It's a big thing. And then obviously as I got older, we stopped visiting there every summer and such. And then one night, I had the Wii in my room. So I was looking online on the Wii Shop channel. Don't sing the song. And that's when I saw Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles, My Life as a King. I don't know if you've actually heard this one, but it's kind of like a little town simulator